Hey guys, welcome back to my Practically Imperfect Life. Today is going to be a bit of a hodgepodge day in the life video. We have quite a bit going on today. As you can see, we've got gray skies. It has been raining like crazy the last 2 days, so that has really limited my ability to work on some much needed garden projects. But I am going to go out to the garden this morning. I've got some flowers I want to get cut for a bouquet, and then just kind of survey and make sure that the storms that went through this weekend didn't do any damage. Homeschool wise, we have some last minute prep work that we need to get done in the homeschool room. Some things to get put into drawers, reference books we need to pull out and we need to get tabbed. I have our first day of school gift bags that I make for my kids every year that I need to pack up, and I'll show you what I put in those and kind of explain why I do those. And then the kids would like to go run some errands. They want to get a couple of back to school kind of clothing items. And then I need to hunt for some breakfast options for like the big first day of school breakfast we're going to do. And I'm trying to look for some things that I can use to kind of recreate some of the European breakfast options that we had when we were in Europe. So let's go ahead and let's get the garden checked, and we will get this day rocking and rolling. Ooh, okay, I got to show you this because it's finally blooming. This is the Rose of Sharon. I think it's Pink Chiffon is the variety name. But look how pretty those little ruffles are, and there's so many buds still left. These guys just take forever to bloom. They don't bloom usually until August for us, but it is going to be covered here very shortly. My poor cucumber plant, it's starting to get tired and nibbled on by things, but it is still producing cucumbers. We've got one back there. There were a couple down low. So we'll get probably another round of cucumbers off of it before it gets pulled for the season. But we've got more than enough pickles done. All right, strawberries. These are seascape strawberries. They are so good. They usually don't make it into the house because I eat them before we ever get to the door. Okay, I'm wildly excited for these cantaloupe to be ready to harvest. They need to hurry up. There are so many of them on the vine, and they're going to be delicious. And look, for sunflower bloom. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. There's the rest of the sunflowers. Some of them are getting pretty close. I mean, they're getting there. Blooms are forming. It should be pretty stunning when they're all in bloom. But oh, I love that. You can see this part of the garden from the road, so hopefully it'll just be a beautiful sight for people as they drive by. Love it. So here are the dahlias. They're all starting to look pretty good here. I'll just show you real quick the ones that are blooming, give you the variety name. So I have this one. This is actually an older bloom, but it's still really pretty. This one's getting ready to open up here shortly. There we go. Then we've got this big beauty. Little pink ones. I just love dahlias because look at the number of petals on these. They're just stunning. This one hasn't bloomed yet, but it is getting ready to. We've got these red ones back here. This one just bloomed. So pretty. This one was my first bloomer, and it's just loaded up with more buds. And then here's another new one. This one just opened up over the weekend. Oh, stunning. Anyways, this half of the bed is 6 more dahlia varieties. They just haven't opened up yet because they were planted 2 weeks later. But what we need to do is we need to cut some flowers from over here. So I'm going to set the phone down so I have 2 hands to work with, and we'll get a bouquet together, show you what we make. Okay, so we're back from an afternoon shopping with the teenagers, which is incredibly exhausting. More exhausting than I remember shopping with them being. But we got some things we needed for school. Then we dropped my son off at his grandma's. He's going to spend the night and help her out with some house projects, dropped my daughter off. And then I made one final run to Aldi's because I just wasn't finding what I wanted at Trader Joe's. By the way, how cute is this mug? It says, I have too many plants and just one more plant. What a lovely plant on the back. And then at the bottom of the mug, when you're drinking it, it says plant addict. So too perfect, right? Found this at Barnes & Noble. Love it. Anywho's, I digress. So I went to Aldi's because I'm on a mission to try to do, you know, something special for the first day of school. I mean, in general, I'm wanting to, you know, improve the quality of all the different foods that we have available for everyone to eat, and particularly want to try to have, you know, a better selection of breakfast options for everybody every day. And that might mean, you know, incorporating more fresh fruits in the morning, some different egg options, having things ready for like omelets and whatnot. But like many of you, probably want to celebrate that first day back to school. I mean, like my kids don't, you know, we don't do the, you know, here's your new backpack and your brand new first day of school outfit, and you know, and like it's different, right, when you homeschool. But we still want to highlight the fact that we're starting another year. And so I do that in two ways. One, I try to have some sort of a special breakfast the first day back to school. And so this year I wanted to do kind of like a European style spread, kind of similar to these fantastic breakfast meals we had when we were overseas. So my plan is to get like fresh fruit, have that cut up and ready to go. We always have yogurt in the house, but try to get some really good granola options or some muesli or something like that, which I cannot find anywhere. I've gone to like 3 specialty stores today and nobody carries it. So may just have to go with a good granola. But I'm gonna make crepes that morning. I'll just make those on the griddle. And I found a couple of things at Aldi's. So Aldi's for the win here, because I want to put out a selection of different like pastry options. I mean, I won't put all of this out all at once. We'll put bits and pieces out every day. But I also wanted to do like a variety of cheese and meat slices, because that was something we had in every single country we went to. And it just made for a really good hearty breakfast that just felt different than typical American fare. So let me show you real quick what I got at Aldi's, and then we'll talk about the second way that I make the first day of school a little bit special for my kiddos. Okay, so bread-wise, I found these chocolate-filled pastries at Aldi's. They are imported from France. These are pretty much identical to the ones that we had everywhere when we were traveling overseas. They are so good. I also like that they're individually packaged, so I can just put a couple of them out and then keep the rest. They'll stay fresh for a couple of extra days, and then the kids can munch on them as they so choose. And then I got this vanilla cream brioche bread. This is also imported from France. It's got swirls of vanilla cream filling. Oh, so good looking. Super excited. Now this one, I mean, we'll just slice it up and eat it. I guarantee with a teenage boy, it'll last a day, because that kid eats like a 6-foot hobbit. Okay, then for our cheese spreads, I got a double cream brie cheese. I got this one, a Swiss, I can never say it right, Gruyere cheese. Got this one at Aldi's. And then I got Havarti cheese. This is a creamy Danish style milk cheese. So got some cheese options, so we'll put those out probably on like the charcuterie board I have. And then with that, I've got a selection of meats here. All right, for meats, this isn't imported or anything, but it is a salami collection. There's a classic one, an urban spice one, and then a black pepper variety. And I have like some prosciutto left over from something else, so I'll probably put out some strips of that. These are just all different kinds of things that we saw almost every day for breakfast when we were overseas. So I just thought it'd be kind of nice to make it feel, you know, a little special on that first day of school. And then we'll have, you know, leftovers of all of this stuff to eat for the next couple of days. But let me get the stuff put away here, and then I will show you the other thing that we do for the first day of school. Okay, so the second thing that I like to do for my kids for the first day of school is I like to do just a little like gift bag for them. Nothing crazy, just a couple of fun items to kind of celebrate the fact that we are starting a new school year. Now, last year I had gotten each of them some funny pajama pants and like a new shirt and things like that. And I wanted to just kind of repeat something similar this year because they both liked that a lot. They wore them all the time. So I figured, why reinvent the wheel? If they enjoyed that kind of a thing last year, we'll do it again this year. And then I do put like some treats in there as well. So for example, my son's favorite treat to have are fruit slices. So I got a container of these while I was at Home Goods the other day. My daughter is a really big fan of Stroop waffles. So these are like filled with like caramel. You can put them over your cup of coffee and it warms it up. Super delicious. So those will go in there, 2 bags for them. I also got a couple of new aromatherapy scents. I got a cleansing one and a clarifying one. I think these have, one's got like citrus scents in it. The other one's got eucalyptus and peppermint and things like that. So we'll have those. My daughter does have a diffuser over by her desk, so they can kind of pick and choose which scents they'd like to have going. All right, they both also are a huge fan of rice cakes. They love those as a special treat. So I got 2 different flavors for them. I got birthday cake bite, which will probably go to my daughter because that's her favorite flavor, and then salted caramel bites. So again, just another little treat to go in those bags. But the last part are the pajamas. So last year I got them funny pajama pants. They wore them all the time and they loved them. So I had found this pair at Walmart for my daughter. These are like a galaxy print pant. Weren't super expensive. They're super, super soft. Super soft. Like, I'd wear them. So hopefully she likes those. But they also both are super obsessed with Spider-Man. Like, crazy obsessed with Spider-Man. And I was on Amazon and looking at some different options. So I actually got my daughter a second set because the one I got my son was a little more expensive and I was just trying to balance it out. So I found a women's Spider-Man pajama set. So I just thought these were cute. They're like a little jogger style. And then they come with a little Spider-Man shirt. Cute, right? And so I thought she would like that. Now my son, you have to understand, my son, he's that lovable goofball teenager, right? Like he loves to do things that make people laugh. He loves to just, I don't know, he likes to be kind of like the clown in a lot of situations. He loves to try to get as many people laughing as he can. And so last year he got really into like getting like these really weird onesies. I think he has one that looks like Stitch, and then he's got another character one, and I can't remember what kind of character it was. But anyway, so he'd wear these around the house. If he was out for like a youth lock-in, he'd wear them there. He had a group of friends. They all went to see another friend play football, and they all wore different themed onesies to the game. Whatever, right? It's not hurting anybody. They have fun with it. So I found a men's size Spider-Man onesie on Amazon. Oh my goodness. This thing is huge and it's fluffy and it's warm. And I actually have a feeling if it wasn't so long, his sister would probably steal it and she'd probably wear it. But it's even got like the little hood. I mean, too funny. So I have a feeling he's going to come down to homeschool in this a couple of times. And I'm okay with that. You know, we don't have like a dress code for our homeschool. I mean, granted, if they know I'm filming a day in the life, they will take a little extra time that morning getting around just because they know there's a chance they could be on camera. But in general, you know, I don't care if you come down to homeschool in sweats or pajama pants or if you're all dolled up for the day. As long as you're focused, as long as you're getting work done, it's fine by me, because half the time I come down here in sweats or pajama pants. And sometimes I'm all done up for the day. But anyways, I'm going to get these things put into gift bags for the kiddos. And that will be their kind of their first day back to school treat. And I'll have those on their desk. And then we're going to get just a couple of final things done. And then we are ready. We are ready to start our new year. And I can breathe. Okay, knocking this last little bit of prep work out. So I had vocabulary cards that were a printable part of the government econ course we got from Guest Hollow. I got about the first 4 weeks worth of school vocabulary done. Got those put into her drawer. And then I had printed off some packets from the iCivics website. That's, again, something that's suggested in the Guest Hollow curriculum. They're just these really neat different activities that they can do. Then one thing I'm doing differently this year with the narration journals is instead of having them write in them every day, because there are so many other activities this year, I am just doing a prompt once a week. So I wrote that into there. Then I went and got all of the books pulled we were going to use for this week. So I've got her books for government econ, the ones they're both doing for chemistry in the kitchen, and then the books that my son is doing or world history. And if it's a reference book, so not something I expect them to read every page of, I just put little sticky note tabs in there just to let them know, like, hey, I'd like you to glance at this sometime this week, but you don't necessarily have to read every word on those pages. For her literature, there are a bunch of context resources that are included in the first week's worth of assignments, and since there's so many, I just tab the ones that I think would be most beneficial to her, so that way she can use her time more efficiently. Marking more reference books, and then just got to finish up my son's narration prompt for this week as well. All right, friends, good morning. It is actually the next day. I just woke up. I am sipping on my elixir of life this morning. So I didn't close out yesterday's video, but I thought I would share with you the misadventures of the evening. So we had purchased a pergola a couple of days ago on clearance. Like, great deal, right? And my son had been installing it for me outside, and my daughter and I had been going out and helping, when additional hands were needed. Well, he had left the box out there, and it had been raining, and I just realized he had the box out there, so I ran out to go and get it moved. Otherwise the cardboard's gonna get soaked, it'll fall apart. We normally either move things, out to one of the big burn piles that we have because we live out in the country. So I went out to go get the cardboard box and get it, off of the grass, and picked it up, and it had already gotten soaked, and water just came pouring off of that box and out of that box and just all over me. So I was covered in wet, dirty water, and I thought, oh, fantastic. So I got it hauled out to where it needed to go, and then I was just putting some things away, and the rain stopped, and oh great, so I'll get the last little bit of this pergola project done, because my son had stopped before we went to go run our errands. So I go to put the last couple of pieces of the pergola on and the canvas top on, and I'm like, oh, seeing things flying around, which isn't unusual. We have bees everywhere on our property, right? Because of all of the gardens. And this nasty little wasp decided to just come right on up and nailed me in the arm. Not only that, but got underneath my long sleeve shirt. So stung me, and I'm shaking it out of my shirt. And I almost fell off the ladder I was standing on. So then I had to first aid the wasp sting on my arm, and then I was bound determined to figure out where that wasp nest was, because we don't usually see them on our property unless they have a nest. Well, turns out they had a nest just behind me here up in the eave of the house. So then I had to take care of that, spray it and get that all gone. And at that point, I'm wet, I'm dirty, I hurt, and I'm just frustrated. So I kind of decided to just kind of call it a night a bit. Emma, bless her heart, took care of making salsa, because, that had been on the agenda for the day, was to get that done while the vegetables were fresh, and she did, and it tasted delicious. So thank you, Emma, for taking care of that. But we pretty much just ended up calling it a day, and I went out and I sat under the pergola. I read for a while. I did a devotional, which kind of really helped calm me down. It really did. And I hung out with the cats and things like that, and that just made for an okay end to the evening. And today, of course, is another day where there's things that need to happen. I'm making a cake today for a friend's 40th birthday. I'm really excited to get that done for her. But on the plus side, the school prep is done. It is done. So I don't have to worry about that for the last few days that we are on
on kind of our summer break. And that's really nice because we're gonna just enjoy. We're gonna do some things here around the house. Kids and I might hit a movie this week, and we'll do a little bit of fun reading. And yes, I will finish Beowulf. I guess I do have that still to do. Anyways, just in case you ever watch either my videos or other YouTubers' videos and you go, oh wow, that's just so perfect. Like they just have everything so under control. We don't. We don't. We you know, that's the magic of film editing, is we often show you the best angles and when things are working. But just know that occasionally we have a day where we get stung by wasps and almost fall off ladders and get covered in dirty rainwater, and things just do not go our way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed Stay in the Life last minute school prep video, guys. Hope you are having a wonderful summer break and that you're getting excited to ramp up for another homeschool year. If you enjoy Day in the Life, don't forget, thumbs up before you go and consider subscribing, because there's going to be a lot of fantastic homeschooling through high school content coming your way this year. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy homeschooling.